So now we will start doing hands-on on Ansible. Like uh, now we know like why Ansible use. Like let's suppose let's take example of organization only. Like there are almost 1,000 servers, and we want to perform some configuration on those 1,000 servers. So if you going to do manually, definitely there will be human error. You might miss something. You might get error, right? So to do that automation on that large scale, definitely you will need some you will need some tool to do those things automatically for you. So Ansible, so tools like Ansible, Puppet Shape comes in a picture where you can do that automation. But today we are just looking into Ansible, like it is widely being used and it is kind of easy to use. And also so to start with Ansible, definitely I would recommend you to use Ansible documentation only. Like it's a rich document, I would say. Like they have uh, because they have provided everything, like one-stop documentation, I would say, for Ansible. So if you want to do anything, like if you want to write a playbook for any of the operation, you can follow Ansible document only. Like there are almost 400 plus modules available in Ansible. Like it has almost cover each and every part of your uh, day-to-day operation, like on the basis of Linux or Windows, in that way. Not just that, but you can do infrastructure as a code as well with the help of Ansible. So the installation guide is also provided by them. For our today's hands-on session, I have created two machines, like Ansible server and an Ansible server 2. Okay, so Ansible server, we will be use it as a central machine from where we will try to uh, run playbook from our for our remote machine, like that is for Ansible server 2. So let me just, so both are CentOS based machine. So on the basis of your OS distribution, you can uh, find the installation guide for Ansible. So as we have CentOS, so you can see here, like this is the documentation, and here if you go here, so installing Ansible on specific operating system. So you just click on this, then like I am going to do it on CentOS. So there are so many that there is so easy command. So just you have to copy it.
So it's like similarly how we install Jenkins tool in the
Yeah.
AWS instance. In a
Yes.
similar
Yes.
way, we'll install this Ansible also, right?
Yes. This is Amazon Linux, no? So the command is this for. We have successfully installed Ansible on our machine. So this machine will be treated as a central machine to run Ansible playbook on your remote machine, and this will have access to all your remote machine. Okay. So in a organization, you might be seeing like there is a common machine which will have access to all your environments, like to prod, to dev, to staging, to all environments, to all the machines belongs to those environments. So now we are ready with our uh, Ansible machine. Okay. So as I said, like Ansible is uh, just a wait. as I said, like Ansible, as I said, like Ansible is Ansible uses declarative programming language, right? That is YML. So definitely that is indentation based language. So you'll have to follow indentation while writing YML. So I would recommend to use tools like VS Code or Atom to uh, write a YML. So right, like in Windows, you might have seen here, like there is no option to install Ansible on Windows. So that is the, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, no. So we can install Ansible on Windows, but definitely we can perform operation on Windows. Like they will tell you to install some Linux terminal on your Windows, and then you can use Ansible in your Windows machine. But directly no tool available, no package available for Ansible to install it on Windows. Okay, but still, like if you have a Linux machine, so definitely I would recommend you to use either VS Code or Atom. So today we will go with VS Code. So to use to make VS Code usable for your Ansible playbook, so you'll have to go into selection. Here is the where is extension part. Here is the extension. Sorry. In view section, this is the extension part, and you will have to search for Ansible over here. I already installed extension, Ansible extension, but here you can do that. So it will automatically, like so in Ansible, whatever playbook will be written, it will have a extension that is either .yml or a .yaml. So this will be the extension will be used to write your playbooks. So this extension uh, for VS Code will automatically if it finds files with .yml or .yml extension, it will treat them as a Ansible files only. So you can automatically, you don't need to worry about indentation. It will automatically start spaces or tabs with respect to those things. Like let's take an example like control X. Now I want to add a host. Let me show you like in that way. I would recommend you to use VS Code or Atom is another tool we can use to like Atom was specifically for Ansible only, but nowadays Atom is being used for other uh, code writing as well, like that as we do in VS Code, same that can be done in Atom. But I would recommend to use VS Code only. Like VS Code can be general for your all things. Like if you want to do, like it's very easy to use. Any, yeah, Surya, sorry. Hello.
Hello. So
Yes,
like
Surya.
suppose if you save this with .yml, the
Mhm.
Visual Studio Code will automatically take it as Ansible default or any other.
No, no, it will take
Even
as Ansible default only. Like I showed you in Ansible extension section only. Like they are already tell like notable YML names recognized by Ansible like site.yml or site.yaml. YML files having playbook in their file name, playbook star.yml or star playbook star.yml. It will be recognized by this VS Code. Like it will. it will treat that file as a Ansible playbook only and will use it in desert account to that only.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, so that is the reason I told you, like if you are keen in writing tasks, so definitely you can directly start writing on your terminal only. But definitely it will give you errors like if you're not that expertise in that. So I would
Yeah.
recommend to use extension in VS Code or in an Atom. So both tools
Okay.
can be used. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So now let's create our inventory first. Okay. I will show you how I'm creating inventory. I already added my key to I'm going to use this key only to perform operation on my that remote machine with the help of Ansible. Okay. So let me create one direct Ansible tutorial. Okay. I just copy this inside. I always follow to create a folder like structure for a better representation. Like definitely you can directly start working on things, but I would suggest you to do things in more organized way. Like there will be inventory folder in that only your inventory files will be there. There will be a keys folder in that all keys will be there. Okay. So I created this
Yeah.
now. So now I am creating inventory file. Okay. So how will be the structure of your inventory file is uh okay. First will be the group. Like we talk about groups, like we can have an inventory in which we'll have a multiple uh, machine's IP address with respect to environment. So let's suppose so we are so the syntax like in a rectangular braces and in a rectangular braces inside the name that is nothing but your syntax for groups. So here we will provide the IP address of our machine like this. And I want to perform operation on this, so I will copy this IP address and I will put it over here. So now this is your inventory. Now you want to uh, access uh, this particular machine. Okay, so how you will access? So you will have a variable section like for this particular group. I will have this variable like dev colon vars, and if I do so, so I will write like ansible underscore ssh underscore private underscore key underscore file. Okay, and here I will have to provide the exact path of my key. So what I will do, like I will go here and I will go here. We will give a relative path. Now we know how to give a relative path, right? So I will do cat. This is our relative path. They given it. Now I want to give a. I will have to provide the user as well, like through which user we are going to do SSH, right? So the default user of EC2 machines is EC2 user. Now this is done. Now you might know like how, from where I got this information, right? So if you go here, if you click on connect, just go into SSH client, so you can see here like what user we need to use, and we have created this ansible.pm file. So from there only we got to know. And now how I have created that particular inventory, right? So same I would say like Just follow this document only. Now we are done with installation. Now the next is building Ansible inventory. So go here. Okay. So you can get an example over like how. So same we are follow, right? Like we have group that is web server, and the IP address are nothing but your host. Okay. Uh, so this is how we have created inventory. So this is the one format YML, but for a beginning, like as a beginning in like you want to learn Ansible, so I would recommend to go with this basic structure only, like what we are followed right now. So when you will be expertise in Ansible, definitely you can go for YML like structure for inventory as well. But for a start, I would say just go with this particular way of method only. Okay. So same we are follow, right? There is no change. Like
Yeah,
whatever is given, that's what we have done. Like we have groups, like
yeah,
groups will have meaningful in name, right? Web servers, DB servers, environment. If there are environments in dev, prod, staging like that. Okay. Either if you have a
yeah,
DNS entry for your machine, you can add a DNS entry, but it's not. But rarely we have a DNS for our machines, right? So we can go for
yeah.
a IP addresses only. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, so this is done. Now so default port is SSH only, so you don't need to mention like use this port. Default by default Ansible use 22. You know, you might know like what is the what SSH port, that is 22 only. So that will be used. Now I'm talking. I'm just want to show you from where I got that private key variable and Ansible user. So now you can see here like so to connecting to host behavioral inventory parameter. I describe our setting following variables control how Ansible interacts with remote host. Okay. So we talked about that like either you will have to give Ansible username and password or key. So we have already given the Ansible user right here, Ansible underscore user. Okay. Now we have a private key. Then only that's the reason we have used this particular variable that is Ansible SSH private key file. Okay. So this variable will be used to uh, pass the private key. If you don't have a private key and if you have a password, so you can use this. Okay. And now there are so many variables, but these are uh, of this you will see this particular Ansible user and this particular private key will be used throughout your playbooks in organization. Okay. So and and this is a common method to provide variables to your particular group. Like if you give it like dev colon vars, so this particular two variables will be bound to this group only. Now let's suppose uh, you have another group called prod. Okay. You have some IP over here like 10.0.0.0, but now you know like we are using same key for prod as well, same user and same key. So in that case, instead of giving a group name over here, you can give all. So it these variables will be applicable for all your groups. If it is bound, if it is for specific group only, so you can just mention like this dev colon vars. You getting my point? So
Yeah, yes, Rahul.
now we are done with our inventory. We know what how to create inventory, what is groups, what is host, what are those variables, right? uh, Now let's talk about some Ansible ad hoc commands. Ansible ad hoc commands. There are Ansible ad hoc commands. Hmm. Now, let me tell you. Okay. Now let's suppose you don't want to write a playbook, but you want to run some specific command directly on your remote machines. Okay, so so there you can use Ansible ad hoc commands. Like instead of writing a playbook, like if you want to, uh, let's suppose you just want to restart some service on your remote machines. So instead of writing playbook directly, you can go for a Ansible ad hoc command. So this is how we write it, like Ansible, then your group name, then hyphen name is go hyphen name is for module, and that module can be directly used like yum module if you want to do it. If you want to install something, if you want to restart, then there will be a service model. I will show you those models, but that models can be, instead of writing uh, what I say, playbook for that particular task, you can directly run those commands using ad hoc, run those commands using Ansible ad hoc commands. So you want to, let me just ping pong to our machine. So I can show you like how we can do that. So Ansible will do to run ad hoc commands. Then uh, now we have inventory, right? So to pass inventory to your Ansible command, so you'll have to use Ansible hyphen I. Then you will have to pass inventory like in this way only. Now you want to perform this operation on that group ad hoc command. So dev will be the group from that inventory you want to do. If you give all, so it will do it for all machine. But right now we have only one group, that is dev. So we are passing dev. Then hyphen m ping module I'm trying to use, like I want to ping my machines. So it will ask you for this for first time. You just have to do s. So no such file directory. Okay, I will have to give a full path in this case. Why it will happen? Because we have performed this operation from inventory section only, right? But it's better to give a full path only. See, we are able to ping pong to our machine. So this is how you can use the ad hoc commands. Like we have just used ping module, but there are several modules are available. We will go through modules as well. We can do same things whatever we are going to do in playbook. Same we can do with the help of this Ansible ad hoc commands. So any doubts so far using Ansible ad hoc commands? Like if someone asks you like in interview, definitely they will ask you about this question. Uh,
Yeah.
can we run ad hoc commands using Ansible? So yes, we can do it with the help of this Ansible command. We can run those ad hoc commands, and we can use all those models available for Ansible instead of
So
writing
like
play.
kind of first we should ping this instance and once
Yeah,
it
I just ping. This is the smaller module, I would say, just to see whether our instance is accessible or not. So we can use ping module to do that. But if you want to install, let's take example like want to install yum, like let's use yum module. Uh, how we can use that? Okay,
okay.
let me show you like how we can use yum module. Okay, so same syntax will be there, hyphen em. Now I will do yum. Okay, and I will give it like name equals to, let's suppose I want to install wget, and I'll have to give a state latest. We'll talk about what is state later. Like it will try to install latest package of wget package on your remote machine. Let's hit it. Let's check. I will have to give hyphen a. See, it is saying like wget is already installed. Let's try for another. We have something which is not installed. Let's do for telnet. Definitely telnet will not be there. We need to perform root. Okay, we'll have to provide sudo. 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 Definitely it won't work because we will need to provide sudo over there, right? Uh, let's now let's see for how we can give a sudo to our machine. So let's search for sudo. I know there is one used like ask hyphen ask become sudo that can be used. But let's just because our EC2 is a non-root user, and if to install anything, definitely will need root permission on that, right? So that I'm trying to check how I can do that. Everything you will get in this document only. You don't need to search outside. Like, okay, just let me find it. I will find it. It's hyphen become only. Yeah. Let's try with this hyphen become. Mm, yeah. So hyphen become is the argument uh, to run your operation as a sudo user in a remote machine. So now you can see it is changed. That change is true. So change is true. If change is true, so it means your what I say, your telnet package is installed now on your remote machine. So if I rerun this command, so it will give us okay. Okay, so change it false. So this is how it maintains state of your particular task, whether it is changed or not. On so this is nothing but your idempotency feature. Now you are clear with what is idempotency feature of Ansible, right? So it will not
Yeah.
re-perform that task on that machine if it is already changed. Okay, so these are the ad hoc commands. Like, so you can definitely go for ad hoc commands, or you can write Ansible playbook as well. Okay, so now let's try to write a Ansible playbook. Okay, any doubt in ad hoc commands? Like, I would recommend you to, like, Ansible is a tool. Like, it's not like the more you do practice, the more you will get expertise on Ansible. Like, by the time, like, you should able to write Ansible playbook in a such a way, like I, in my experience, I used to write, like when I started my career, like, the first tool I learned, that was Ansible only. So that time we developed one architecture for Elastic Stack, and I automated everything using Ansible. Like, you don't need to. There are so many complex tasks to done to make up and running your Elasticsearch architecture. Like, in just take example of Elasticsearch cluster. If you want to clear the Elasticsearch cluster, and if you want to make it uh, SSL enabled, so you'll have to perform some task to create SSL certificates. Then you will have to copy those SSL certificates to other nodes of your Elastic cluster. So that kind of manual task only, but we automated that thing through Ansible. Like, Ansible automatically creates SSL, and it will copy those SSL from one machine to another machine as well. So in that way, you'll have to write a Ansible playbook. For that, you will need a uh, good hands-on on that, and you will have to keep practicing Ansible playbook with so many scenarios in that way.
Okay.
Okay. So I would recommend
Yeah.
to go through this document and just check for all these ad hoc commands, like how ad hoc command, like the pattern which I showed you, that is the same pattern you will be using to run any ad hoc command. Okay. Ad hoc command is nothing but the models only. You are going to do that. So now let me just show you what are the models available in Ansible. Models. Okay. I have to search models over here. Yeah, models and plugin. Index of all models. So now you can see here, like, there are so many models. Like, so just to interact with AWS, they are all models available in Ansible. Like, you can create any resource, like uh, any resource in AWS using Ansible. Like, you can create auto scaling group. You can create an instance. You can get all this data of your instance. Okay, but we're not dealing with this today. We will go with, so you can see like for each and every, like nowadays they have models for PostgreSQL, RabbitMQ, MongoDB, HashiCorp Vault, Grafana, and so on. Like you just search for it, definitely you will get that thing over here. Like to if you want to automate that particular part, like Kubernetes core is also available to do those things. So it's not like you will have to uh, mug up all these things. Like it's not like if there is a use case you want to automate that, and if you go on this document and if you get it, you can definitely automate that thing. Otherwise you will have to find a way, like you will have to
Okay.
customize your automation with the help of other models available. Like let's take a example of shell plugin models. So
Okay.
shell models, not a shell. Azure model is also available. Want to show you copy mode, let directly go into built-in models. Okay, these are the parts of Ansible built-in models. Okay. So most of the questions from interview they will ask you from this section only. They will not check your knowledge on other models like Ansible. You should know how to use these built-in models. Like apt model used to install apt packages on your on your Ubuntu machine.
Okay.
Okay, blocking file module. They in interview might come across one question like there are 100 tasks to be performed on machines. Okay, but out of 100 tasks, 50 tasks will be run only on fraud machine, not on dev machine. You're getting my question, Surya, what I'm trying to say. There are 100 tasks which will be
Yeah.
run on machine. There are two environments, prod and dev environment. So the 100 tasks will be run uh, on prod environment. Okay, but out of 50 tasks will be run only on prod environment, not on a dev environment. So you will have how you will segregate all those tasks, right? You're getting my point. What I'm trying to say, like there are 100 tasks, 50
Yeah.
tasks will be run on prod machine only. Okay, not on dev,
Okay.
but rest 50 should run on both environments, like that on prod and dev. So how we can do that? So in that case, we will be using blocking file model. So you can have a block of your task, and that block of task will have some condition. If we talked about environments like group, if env we talked about that tag, or if we talk like we will have a inventory in form of groups, right? Environment group and environment group. So with the help of that condition, we can write a block in. We can use this block in file model. So what is that? There will be a block, and inside block there will be so many tasks. Okay, so you can see here like uh, now they have not given a proper example. I have one proper example. I will show you. But you can relate like there will be task, and this task will be inside this block module, and in the block module you have some condition like if the group name is prod, then only this block of tasks will run. Otherwise, it won't run on your dev machines. So this is the kind of example they will a question they will ask you in interview. They expect you
Okay.
to think in that way only, like what model you will be using.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
So I would recommend you to go through at least all this particular model. There are around only 70 to 80 models only, built-in models.
Okay.
So we will be working around these models only. If there is use case, then only we'll go for those other models like Docker related model, Kubernetes related model. If your team is insisting to use Ansible only, single
Okay.
as a single tool to orchestrate to automate not orchestrate, but to automate everything. So you can check for those models. But these are the models will be used like URI model is used to download. Yeah, URI model is to do it for that only.
Okay.
Yeah, URI model is to check whether uh, let's suppose you have configured some application, right? You deployed that application on your machine, but now you want
Yeah.
to check whether the application is up and running, whether that uh, up or not, like that application that you then you can use a URI model. So with the help of URI model, you can get the response code of your particular application URL. Let's suppose definitely in application there are health check URLs developers develop, right? Just to check that application is up and running or not. Okay. So with the help of this URI model, you can check that thing. It's a simple, it's a one aspect I said, but there are so many. Like you can create a Jira issue using Ansible only. Like you can see here, like create a Jira issue, and they have created it. Okay. Uh, ping model, we talked about that ping model, so this is also part of this. If you want to install pip Python model, so you can go for this pip model. Okay. Copy model is there. If you want to set a cron job on your remote machine, so you can use this cron model. So you'll have to go through this and you'll have to do practice of these models only. Okay. So I would recommend you to check for Ansible built-in models and start practicing on these things only. They will ask you questions uh, from this section only. They will not ask you from other model section. It's depend on your organization and team's use case, like whether you want to use them or not. But this particular will be used throughout. Okay.
Yes, Rahul.
So now let's start with the simple playbook. Today we'll try to write. Okay. So I will use this VS Code only, but then we will copy this to our terminal because we are using Institute machine. So we'll running this playbook from there only. Let me just show you like how we can create. So the uh, we will give a name to our playbook, like this playbook demo. Okay. Our hosts are nothing but your group. So if you give all, so it will perform this task on all groups you mentioned in your inventory. But right now we have only one group, so that is dev. Okay. We can gather facts true or gather facts false as well, like we can do that. It will not gather facts for you. um, we can make it false only. Now under the task section, you will be writing your task. Now the first task is to install. Now we will give name, a meaningful name to our task, like install nginx on machine. Okay. So what we'll be using yum model from here only. You can find it yum model over here, yum model. Just go here. They have gave example as well in a very good way. Like you just need to copy all those things and start using it. If you directly copy it, then still there won't be any problem. So they have given examples in that way only. So we will be using this built-in model. We copy it. Okay. Now we want to install nginx. Okay. So sorry. See, it is giving indentation. So with the help of VS Code, you can solve that indentation. Okay. Now we are done with our playbook. Just copy it. Okay. We are done with the simple playbook. Now we want to run it. Any doubt in this, like how we have done? Like we are not we don't need to memorize anything, right? We don't need to remember anything. We just have to copy from that official document only. We just have to follow those things only. We are not doing some another thing out of that documentation. Are you getting my point?
Yeah, implementing this
Okay.
terms will be
Yeah. Now I want to run this playbook.yml. Means I want to run this play, right? So the command will be Ansible hyphen playbook. Ansible command was for adhoc commands. Ansible hyphen playbook is to run this playbook.yml. Now I will pass inventory uh, to this Ansible playbook. So hyphen I again, inventory. Okay. And now the playbook name, and just hit on enter. So see, now it picked up that task. Okay. Yeah. So this is Ansible. This is Linux. This is Amazon Linux machine. No. So that is the reason it is giving this error. Let's check for another machine just for this purpose. So this is not a Ansible related error. This is, I know, like we are using Amazon Linux based OS for all these machines. No. So Nginx is not directly available for those machines. We need to go with another way. Like let's just like see for whether our HTTPD works or not. Yeah, I will have to be. You need to be a root to perform this command. So we know already hyphen uh, become, we can use it, or we can use another way as well. Let me. Or we can go with become true as well. So if I directly add over here as a become true, it should work. Either you can give become colon true, or same we did it for adhoc command, that is hyphen become, that also we can. Let's check whether this works. See, our HTTPD is installed now. Like Nginx will be will also be installed. Let me check that as well. Like why it is not. It should install. Yeah, that is part of Amazon Linux Extra now. So that is the reason it won't install directly. Like we'll have to check for this model. Yeah. Either way, what I can do, like I will use shell module to install. Let's see whether shell module works. If you want to run shell commands now, so there is shell module as well. So shell module. You can directly run a command or a script using using a shell module. Mm, This is the part of HTTPD. Now I'm trying to show you how shell model works. So indentation is must for your playbook. Like if there is a if you give wrong indentation, your playbook will throw error. Let's see if this works. You will have to check like how install Nginx install on Amazon Linux machine. Definitely there is an Amazon Linux extras only we use, but that's the problem.
Uh, like Rahul, so not only Nginx, right? Even Apache Tomcat servers also we can install for the web app, right?
Sorry, Surya, I'm not able to hear you.
So not only for Nginx, even for Apache Tomcat also we can install it, right?
Yeah, we can install it. Uh, why Amazon? This is also Linux machine. Amazon Linux machine. No? Let's try here only. Sudo yum install Nginx. Yeah, it is here working properly. Let's see. There is some problem. Nginx 1. Okay. These are Linux machine, no? Amazon Linux machine. So that is the reason they are giving. Now, if you want to run it, now it should install Nginx. Shell is running now. Here, you can check here as well. If I do ps -ef grep Nginx, no. So now you can see like it has started installing Nginx. I guess I'll have to give y as well, -y. It won't do directly because it's we are trying to run this command in the terminal of that remote machine, right? See, this is installed now. Nginx is installed. So what we try to do like today, like we try to write a simple playbook. We use yum module and shell module to perform this activity. So definitely there are so many models, uh, but at least as a for a, being a DevOps engineer, at least we should know all these built-in models. So we should able to use these models in while writing Ansible playbook, and this will be widely used uh, to do any activity. Okay. Any doubt so far in this?
No, Rahul. Yeah, I should go through this all built-ins. Then only I can understand
Yeah,
what
yeah.
it is about. Yeah, yeah, I will go through all these things. I will ping you if I have any doubt.
Sure, sure. Now the last topic for our session is Ansible roles. Like this is also another like why in our sessions we are trying to learn with respect to interviews only, or to with respect to uh, real world scenarios only, right?
Like
So
I have one query, Rahul. So
yeah,
you said that we'll create some playbooks, right? So in the Jira also we can create one playbook. So uh, if anything related a common issue, like kind of if the web app server is not responding, the storage is full. So for that also we can automate this. If the web app server is storage is full, just raise a ticket in Jira and assign it back to
no,
the
but
following team.
in that case, how you will check? You will have to keep on checking your storage, right? So
Yeah,
there, so it's not a configuration part of configuration. It's a part of monitoring, right?
yeah.
So in monitoring section, you'll have to do that. So Ansible will not work over there. Like, Ansible definitely can work, but it's kind of headache will be there. Like every time your Ansible will do SSH with your remote machine to just to check that storage, whether it is full or not, right? So you will be capturing that output, like
Yeah.
you will with the help of shell model you will do df-kh. Okay, so in the df-kh you will use awk command or a grep command to find that particular storage. Then you will find the how much it is used. Okay, then you will get that response back to Ansible in a register. Then you will do perform some operation, like if it is more than 90% with some base value, then run now this task. So it's tedious to do with Ansible. Definitely it is doable, but no one will recommend you to, because that is not best practice to Ansible.
Okay.
For that use cases, there are tools available in market, like monitoring tools are available. So in our session we are going to learn Prometheus, right? So in that what you can do, like in Prometheus it works on exporters, like it scrapes data from your exporters only. So you can write a customized exporter for you, like it will just give you stats about your storage uses, and on the basis of that you can write a Python script or something else to perform uh, the operation, like create a Jira ticket. Right now the storage is more than 75%. Immediately create a Jira support ticket. So that you can do that. So that is a part of monitoring tool, not a part of configuration management tool.
Okay.
Okay. Um, okay, any doubt?
Yeah. So like its configuration means mainly the infrastructure configuration, right?
Yeah, yeah. Infrastructure and your application.
Okay.
Like, like it's recommended. Like we should definitely we can go for Ansible for infrastructure creation, but Ansible is not that much keen to do infrastructure creation, as per my experience. So
No, no, no.
Terraform is why.
Automating the existing infrastructure. Like
Yeah, now you can see like Terraform is not created for configuration. Like with the help of Terraform you can do configuration, but up to certain limit only. Like you will have
okay,
some init scripts that will be run in your virtual machines. As soon as that virtual machine gets virtual machine starts running, so that init template you can do it, but uh, but it will not give you the feature of idempotency. It will not maintain a state of those tasks if you are going
okay,
to do configuration management with the help of Terraform. But if you do infrastructure creation, definitely it will help you a lot in that case. Like it will keep a state. It will you can do anything with your infrastructure in runtime. Same for Ansible. Like they have tried to give that feature as well to create infrastructure, but in not in that extensive as Terraform gives, right? So
yeah,
each tool have their own specialty only. Like we'll have to use that tool for that specialty only. Like if it is for configuration, so use Ansible for configuration management only, not for infrastructure creation, not for monitoring. like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now let's see how roles. So roles are created. Now let's suppose uh, you are working on uh, okay, you have an application. Okay, so in that uh, let's suppose you have a, yeah, let me tell you in that way. So you have one application, you have one project, you have one product web application running. So in that product you will have a, let's suppose you have a two dashboards, like two different web applications are there for your overall product. Like they, it will be there, like there will be definitely not a single dashboard. There will be uh, supporting, to support that particular application there will be another dashboards as well. Like not in that way, there are two applications, there is one app, let's, I'm confusing. Okay, let's suppose you have one product, in that there are several microservices. Okay, uh, but out of those two microservices need nginx. Okay, okay, and now you want to configure uh, your microservice with the help of playbook. So uh, so as a layman user, new user, what you will do, you will have a two separate playbooks, right? One playbook.yml for your one application, one playbook.yml for your another application, right? That you will follow. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you know there are several modules, there are several components are common in both application. Like nginx is common to both application. So as a layman, as a new user, what you will do, you will simply, what you will do, like let me show you, cp playbook 2. Okay, now consider like playbook 1, playbook 2 is there. You know nginx is being used for both models, both application, right? So you will have a redundant of your code in playbook dot 1.yml as well. Here is also the, you are installing nginx and httpd, sorry http, let's take example httpd, and same you are doing in playbook 2 yml as well, httpd. So it's creating, like it is creating redundancy in your Ansible overall code. If you have to update something for your httpd code, you will have to do changes at so many things. Like in this case, now we'll have to do change for httpd in both files, right? Okay, so definitely it will gonna, it will be going to create a mess for you. You will have to keep remember, yeah, httpd is being used in this application as well, and now in this application as well, right? So this is the problem. So now you know like httpd is being for both applications. So what you will do, you will separate out that httpd out of all your playbooks, it will be separated, and that you can inherit it wherever you want it, wherever you will be needed you can directly inherit it. So the next time if you want to do changes in httpd model, so directly you can do changes in that particular section only. So there we can use roles. So how you can create roles? So there is a command ansible hyphen galaxy in it. Now I'm going to create a role for httpd. So you will be giving some meaningful name to your role. So my role name will be httpd. Okay, so it will create a structure for you. You can see here, this is the structure they have created. Let's just make it more organized. So what will do, I will create one roles folder. Inside roles folder only my all roles will be there. So I'm just copying it httpd to inside roles. Okay, so now you can say if you go inside httpd, so you can see here uh, there are so many files, and now what task you have written over here, let me show you. So now you will write your task inside this role only. So there is the task section, the cd task, and here you can write sorry. So let's start writing task over here. Okay, duplicate of it, I will just, no, don't no need to copy from here. Okay, so what I will do, will simply I will simply copy this task only from here. So in the case of roles, you don't need to mention all these things like host. That will be a part of your main playbook from where that role will be triggered. So I'm just copying this particular part and I will add this thing. See, this is done. Now I will save this. Okay. Now I'm ready with my role. Now I want to use that role in my playbook. Okay. So how I will do this? So now you will have one run.yml. Okay. Here what you will do. Now here you will be giving as hyphen three hyphens every time you will have to give it. Then only uh, it will be treated as a YML. So this is the basic syntax. Now we'll have to give host. So we did not give host in role section, right? So here we will provide our host, that is dev.
Yeah.
Okay. And now here will we mention our roles in this like this roles. Now here will be a role section like this. Uh, okay, in bracket role colon our role name is httpd. Okay, and now here we will be give here also you can give become true or same you can give with the host section. You can give that. We'll give over here become true. Okay, and that's it. Now we are going to use our roles. So same command Ansible hyphen playbook hyphen I giving inventory. Now it is already installed, right? HTTPD and the run.yml. See, this is this with because of that it so now you understood like how roles working, right? We have provided a role over here, right? So
Yeah.
it trigger all those tasks from that particular task section only. Inside that HTTPD folder, there is one task folder. In that we have main.yml and we have added task over there only. So this is how you can roll. So now you understood. It removes your redundancy. It makes your code modularized. Like HTTPD will be a model that can be used anywhere you want. Like if there are so many application needs HTTPD on different machines, so directly you can do that. If there are so many environments and you want to install it by default, definitely you can go for a role section.
Okay.
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 Now handler part. Okay, let's check for handler. Let me uninstall that HTTP first. So now handlers and notifiers. Okay, let's work with notifier. So again go inside roles. Now we'll have to add a notifier first to run. So we talked about handlers, right? How handlers work. Like handlers will be triggered only if there is a change. Now we have uninstalled our HTTPD for our remote machine. So definitely there will be a change, right? Earlier it gives okay because there was already installed HTTPD over there. So right now I removed it. So now right now in our case, handlers will trigger. So now how we will write a handlers? Okay. So now what we will do now, we'll write a handler to start to restart our HTTPD application. Okay. So again go inside the HTTPD folder, inside go handlers. Now here you will have to write a handler for your machine. So we will write handler name. We'll give a name to our handler that is restart HTTPD. Okay. We'll use systemd module to what we'll do like systemctl restart we do now. So that can be done through systemd module. So here we will provide state like restarted. Okay. Daemon reload. Yes. And the name will be HTTPD. I want to restart this HTTPD. Now you might be curious like from where I got this information. So same I got it from our models only. So if I go here and if I check for this HTMD model, here you can see like the same code is written over here. Demo reload true and the name of the service you want to restart. See, this is it is that simple to use this documentation. You just have to think like what you are going to use. You just have to find it on document, just copy and paste it. If you want to stop that service, you can do that as well. Okay. So any
Yeah,
doubt?
yes,
Okay. Uh,
yeah.
now we have created a handler. Now we want to use this handler, right? So again, we will go back to uh, our task section. Main.yml. Now we will provide. Okay. Now we want to restart our. Okay. So now want to give handler. Okay. How I can give handler? Yeah. So how we will add notifier to trigger that. So the variable will notify will be used, and here the name of handler which we gave over there. So we have to add same over here like httpd. Okay. Now let's see. Oh, sorry. Okay. Same name is given over here. Now we will run with this same command. So now you can see there is a change because HTTPD we uninstall, so it will install and now it trigger restart HTTPD. There was a change, then only handler restarted. Handler trigger. Now let's say now we are again running our playbook. Now what happened? Now HTTPD is already installed, so handler is not trigger. So now you clear with concept of handlers. Like definitely this question will also be asked in your interviews, and in your organization also you will be using handlers to all this to play with your uh, set of instruction for your configuration. Any doubt so far in this?
No, Rahul. Like these basics, I understood. Depth, I need to check and so on.
Yeah. So these are most prominently used.
Okay.
Okay. Now what I do like we can't cover everything in one session. So what we will do like Now we'll have a next session today only in evening, and we will try to cover other aspects of like this templates, what is default, what is files. So
Okay.
so you will be familiar with roles section. Like we are just learn about handlers and task only, but there you will in Ansible you can do Jinja templating. You can copy files, right, where you can set variables. So that we will take a have another session on Ansible on this. In evening we will do that. Okay.
So at what time you're planning?
Uh, what? Just